This is going by way too slow, man. This free agency for baseball is just dragging on, and the Manny Machado and the Bryce Harper situation is just a killer. G&T Sports Talk is here to dissect everything that just went on in the past week in the world of baseball. I am Bobby Thompson.
I'm Julian Gallardi, and Bobby is making some great points here. I think that's the main headline. The big two are still unsigned. We'll go over the moves. The Yankees got DJ LeMahieu, very controversial. We don't fully like this move, but someone asked me a question about it, which I'll get to later. Also, we're going to touch on Kyler Murray, because this is a huge story in baseball and football. So, Bobby, how do you want to start this off?
Let's start this off with one of the big headlines of baseball. We'll start right now with Kyler Murray.
Okay, that's cool. So, here's what's going on with Murray, in case anyone hasn't been aware of this. So, the A's picked him in the first round, I want to say in 2017 or 2018, and he was the 9th pick overall. And he put up a good season at Oklahoma. I'm actually going to run through his numbers. I was impressed by them, to be honest. So, in 189 at-bats at Oklahoma in the 2018 season, Kyler hit .296, had 10 homers, 47 RBIs, and 10 stolen bases.
He did that good?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to start. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm going to say this right now. In my opinion, the fact that I'm not surprised he decided to go to the NFL, declare for the NFL draft, because he's too good not to be in the draft. He's just a talented player, and he belongs on a football field. Not saying he doesn't belong on a baseball field, but he belongs on a football field. And you saw it when he played Alabama. He was that good. He made some plays. They didn't win the game, obviously, but he made some plays.
Yeah. I mean, Kyler is great at both sports. I'm honestly amazed by his ability to play both. He also might set history and become the first player to get drafted in the first round in baseball and football. That is very
I didn't
significant.
think of that. Wow. I did not think of that.
Because I thought Bo Jackson may have done it, but I looked up Bo the other day. He was a 4th-round pick in baseball. He was the first pick in football. So not even the great Bo Jackson has that to his resume.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's some crazy stuff.
I'm going to tell you with Kyler Murray. Now, for those of you who don't know, he was contemplating this for a few weeks, I can confirm. And he also met with the A's, with Billy being the general manager, with the owner. I don't know the owner's name of the A's, but
I can try to look for it if you want.
But yeah, sure. But
let's take a look at this.
I can confirm he gave the A's an ultimatum. He said he will stay with them to play baseball if he is given $15 million.
Right.
Now, he was given a bonus. I think he had $4 or $5 million.
Yes, it's like somewhere in the range of $4 to $5 million. That was his bonus. Also, a lot of the money in baseball, it is guaranteed, whatever he signed, but the issue is that he'd have to work his way through the system. In football, he could play right away.
Yeah.
I think that's what his mind is going through right now, because he's a good baseball player, like I said, but he's not as sure thing in baseball as he is in football, I guess. I guess that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, and you know what? With football, it looks like it just came easy to him. When he's on the field, he's making plays. He's extremely fast. He's got a great arm. He's got great instinct on the field. He's a leader. And you know what, Jules? I was kind of excited to see what he would bring to the A's.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you have a chance to play right away in the pros instead of sitting in the minors for a few years, that's a no-brainer. And listen, we wish him well. The A's, I know, are not happy. My question is this, Jules. Do you know this? Does he have to pay that money back that he got from them or no?
Here's the story with that. So, right now, everything's all up in the air. No one knows what his full intent is because there's a deadline that I believe he can unsubmit from the draft maybe, or something that he has to let the A's know. But he had to enroll in the draft in order to be eligible to get drafted, so that's why that happened. He still technically hasn't made up his mind, but everyone assumes he will be in the NFL draft, which I think is what he will ultimately end up doing, in my opinion. So the A's owner is John Fisher, actually.
Okay.
So it was Fisher and Bean he met with. And that story you said was correct about the $15 million that he asked for.
Yeah.
All that was true. So The other thing I think he's weighing is his injury risk and long-term health. I mean, baseball is obviously a cleaner path with that, and the issues after his career won't be as substantial as they will be if he plays football. They're also worried about his size in the NFL, so I see what the pros and cons are for both sports for Kyler.
Well, for the NFL draft, we can say that there's a lot of NFL GMs and executives that don't view him as a first-round pick. They view him as a day two, which is a second or third round guy. I personally, in my opinion, think he's got enough talent to get at the, I'm going to say mid, not top 10. I don't think he's going to go top 10, but don't be surprised if some team does.
Yes, that's a good idea. So what were you thinking with it?
I think he's going to go mid to late first, maybe early second. Like, I could see him being the first pick in the second round.
I think that he'll be a first rounder. I think that NFL GMs are trying to blow that smoke so they can get him later, maybe. That's my theory. How about that?
No, that's a good theory. I could see that happening.
I think that he could arguably be the best quarterback out of all of them. The only issue is his height. Because he can run like crazy, he can throw really well. They're just concerned with his height because I don't think there's been a quarterback that small, really.
How tall is he? Was he 5'9"?
He's 5'8", I think.
5'8".
So he might be even a shade lower than Russell Wilson.
Wow. I didn't think he was that small. Gee, that's our height. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Crazy stuff. But he can move out of the pocket, so I think a lot of people think it won't be as much of an issue. He's not a stationary guy, so as long as he has the space to throw over the lineman, he's good.
Yeah.
You just don't want those passes getting batted down, obviously.
And the thing is, too, we see this with Russell Wilson, as you said, and Drew Brees. Drew Brees throws the ball, and he looks up. You ever notice he looks up and throws the ball up?
Yeah.
So, you know what? It's not gonna be easy, but hey, we've seen it before, and it could get done. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yes, that's gonna be very interesting to monitor over the next few months, but it appears the A's may be losing the first-round pick, which would be a tough blow to a team that needs those type of players to build themselves because they can't spend for the big players like the Yankees. They need to hit on draft picks and make smart, savvy deals.
Yeah.
That's how the A's work.
It's you know what? It's an unfortunate situation for Billy Beane, Fisher, and the Oakland A's organization, and I think that Kyler Murray, I think this was a tough decision for him. He did tweet out that he will declare, by the way. He's tweeted that yesterday.
Yeah, he's in there for now.
The deadline to declare for the draft was last night, and he declared on Twitter and publicly. So the thing is, like you said, I think the A's losing a first-round pick, losing a player like Murray, it's going to be a huge blow, especially to the fan base, because a lot of fans, were very excited with that. And we're going to have to see what happens because, like we said, they don't have the money. You're right. They do not have the money to spend on big free agents.
No.
They go bargain hunting. They shop at dollar stores while the Yankees shop at the big expensive Macy's stores and all that. That's what the Yankees, the Red Sox, all these big-time teams do. And that's where the payroll, the luxury tax goes to teams like the Oakland A's and the Baltimore Orioles, right? And all that stuff.
Yes, exactly. So Tampa Bay in that mix. Here's the thing. This is how Oakland's operated. They do an excellent job of it.
Moneyball.
They do very good with it. It's because their stadium's a dumpster fire. No fans want to go there. It's a tough situation. They need to get out of that dumpster fire. Like I said, I was going to say a worse term, but I held my tongue on that. So, yeah. That place is really horrible, though. It's a football field, too. That place needs to be destroyed. The Raiders are getting out. Oakland's got to get out, too.
Yeah.
It's really embarrassing place they play in.
I think that it's really sad.
Because you can see, they have the resources. They have the baseball minds. They do the best they can. I mean, last year they won 97 games with basically nothing. I couldn't believe it.
And
it was stunning to watch.
I think Billy Beane's one of the best GMs in baseball.
And if you gave him more money, maybe even middle tier, not even as much as the Yankees spent, I would think the A's could really do some damage and even possibly bring home a championship back to Oakland.
Yeah. Hey, listen, was that 2000? What year was the year that they got? It was the Moneyball.
2001, 2002.
Yeah. What did they lose? They lost the last, but they made the playoffs.
That was the year I think the Yankees took them out with the Derek Jeter flip, and they were up 2-0, right?
That's what it was. Yes.
That was the peak of it.
That's what it was, and then Well, people don't know this. I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but Billy Beane turned down a huge deal to become the Red Sox GM that year, too.
That's right. Thank God, because I would have hated that. I'm sure
then-
you
and
would have, too.
Hey, if they had Billy Beane, there would be no Theo Epstein, so.
Well, maybe. Well, I mean, it would have been interesting to see what would have happened, but if you gave Bean that payroll, I think he would have figured it out,
Oh,
as I was
absolutely.
saying before.
No
So
question.
He's a great GM.
Yes, he is.
So let's go on to DJ LeMahieu. This is a hot button topic for us Yankee fans. So the Yankees signed LeMahieu kind of out of nowhere. I was kind of just hanging out, and I see the word on my phone, and then Bobby calls me saying we signed LeMahieu for 2 years and $24 million. So first take, I was pretty pissed about this. I don't like this because of the Machado situation. It's not the hate on DJ, the player. That's not what I'm doing with this. It's just not what I was looking for, really. And it's still, here's the reason I don't like it, as Chris asked, I believe. Let me check. I think that's what it is. But actually, Kyle asked it, my bad. But he asked me, why am I so down on a DJ LeMahieu signing? He's coming off back-to-back Gold Gloves and is a low strikeout guy. Okay, so let's address this situation. He's right. Those are two good things that I like, and I mentioned that the other day, but here's the issue with this. There's no lefty still. There's another righty bat. The stadium, we have Brett Gardner, who's not a real lefty. He's been even projected to hit first, which is sickening to me. I do not want Brett Gardner leading off for this team. That would be an absolute joke and an embarrassment with the resources we have out here to get someone else. Like, why couldn't we go get Marwin Gonzalez? He's a switch hitter at least. Jed Lowry, a switch hitter. You know, there was better options than DJ LeMahieu, I felt like, to hit for our lefty situation. But he will help us defensively. The infield's a train wreck defensively, how it's currently constructed. So that's a positive. I agree with that. And he also changes up our mojo of the strikeouts because everyone strikes out a lot and he's under 100, which is another great thing. Put the ball in play more, get some runners moving, help that runners in scoring position situation. But the other reason I'm down on this is because his splits away from Coors Field are horrendous. His average is 60 points less than at Coors Field, and now he won't be playing there anymore. So how is he going to look? I don't know.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. I tried to keep my. I'm going to try to keep my cool here. I know it's going to be a bit. It's going to be a bit difficult, but bear with me, everybody. When I got the alert on my phone that said that we signed DJ LeMahieu to a 2-year, $24 million deal, I'm just thinking, what the hell are we doing?
There it is.
What are we doing? DJ, listen, I understand. I know who this guy is. We've seen him with the
Rockies.
Rockies, yeah. I'm so frustrated I can't even. Yeah, with the Rockies. He's a Gold Glover. I'm okay with that. He's good to play the infield. He's versatile. He could play short, second. Maybe I don't think he's not playing third. He will not play third.
Well, he actually might end up playing third if Didi comes back. The way they could set it up is Glaber at shortstop. Glaber at second, Didi at short. It would be LeMahieu at third in this scenario, and Andujar would be the DH.
Look,
because you paid him $12 million, he's not sitting on the bench.
I understand that, but here's my other thing: why are you signing him to 2 years for $24 million? Okay, I'm going to say this now: there's a guy out there on the open market who still hasn't accepted a deal. Manny Machado. Why? Why are we not aggressively going after this guy? Why? And I am sick of this. I've said it last week. I'm sick of the waiting. And he still is not signed. If we're going to give up on Machado, as mad as I'll be, fine, I'm content with that. But why? Why would you not go after the best lefty hitter on the free agent market right now, Bryce Harper?
Yes,
why?
Yes. That is a big thing now because the way that this is built now, Bryce Harper makes more sense for the Yankees than Manny Machado.
Yes, he does.
Honestly, which I pivoted my stance now since we signed DJ LeMahieu because I think Harper could balance out the lineup better. He'll be that lefty threat, and he could hit 50 homers in the stadium if you put him in there. Will there be a lot of strikeouts? Yes, but there'll be a lot of walks. The on-base percentage will be good. Is he going to be a 300 hitter? I would say probably not, but he could be if he turns it back on. You know, the injury was a big concern. Maybe another year of rest and rehabbing it will help him get back because he'll have more time off. He'll be fresher. He's still only 26 years old. This kid has a ton of talent still.
And this is a hole. Our outfield has a hole in left field.
Brett Gardner is not a real outfielder. I can't say that enough. Gardner should not have been resigned. It was stupid. It was idiotic. And at that point, I was like, why are we bringing this guy back? It makes no sense. He should not be a starter. If it's a debt move, it's okay. But you could have spent that $8 million somewhere else if you're being so restrained with cash. If you're trying to act so cautious with your money, you don't give Brett Gardner $8 million.
No, you don't give him.
You just don't give him anything and let him walk.
Listen.
He's been a great Yankee, but he's not that dude anymore. He can't even steal that many bases. He's going to hit for under 300. He might have a good couple months, but then he'll wear down the second half like he always does.
I'm sick.
I don't want him playing left field. I don't.
I'm sick and tired of this. You know,
he's not a real power threat. We need real lefty power threats.
We are,
and that's not Brett Gardner.
As Yankee fans, we're New York Yankees. We have money. It's never an issue for us. Go out and spend it.
Yes.
I don't care what it takes. Go out and spend it. 10 years ago, to the day, 10 years ago, what did we do? We spent cash and got two of the best pitchers on the market in Sabathia and A.J. Burnett. Oh, and then we went out when we had a hole at first base because we didn't have Giambi anymore. We went out and got the best first baseman on the market. And we spent money, and what did it do? It got us a championship. So what does it do? Listen, our core, we have a core right now. We have Judge, we have Stanton, we have Torres, we have Sevy, we have Betances, we have
Andujar if he stays around.
Andujar if he stays around, I'm fine with that. And we have Sanchez. But listen, that's a good team. But the fact of the matter is this: we have a chance to add one of the top free agents and a hole that needs to be filled.
Yes.
Manny Machado can play wherever you want him to. If he's with third base, we all know. And Miguel Andujar is not good defensively. Yes, he's working on his defense in Dominican Republic as he's posted
with
videos.
Adrian Beltre, which is all good, and we're happy about that. But it doesn't guarantee anything.
No, it doesn't.
It might. Listen, I'm not saying Andujar won't get better defensively, and I'm happy you brought this up because people are just looking at the numbers, like the hitting numbers, and like, oh, why are you gonna pay $30 million more for 10 less homers or just 10 or 15 RBIs, whatever the difference was between the two. But it's not just about that. That's what they're missing. There's a bigger picture here. WAR is not my favorite stat, but it explains the situation perfectly. And Andujar's WAR is 2.2 and Machado is 5.7. That's 3.5 wins. That's a difference right there.
Yes, and
that explains everything you need to know with those two players.
Those 3.5 wins could be a difference to winning a division.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the thing is that Machado's a great defender. I feel like people forget how good he is at third base.
Like Brian Cashman, you made a statement early in free agency, and I'm going to bring this up because we're Star Wars guys. You are an operational Death Star.
Are we really, though? I'm not buying you right now.
No, you're not. You're the Death Star that got blown up in Return of the Jedi. Buddy.
Oh
that's
my!
All this
ooh,
is.
Damn! Ooh.
I'm sick of. I don't care.
That's a good one.
That's what it is.
That's what it looks like.
You have a chance right now to rebuild it. You have a chance to rebuild that Death Star. We are the Empire, okay?
Evil Empire. Let's go, baby.
This is not the First Order. This is the Galactic Empire. This is the Galactic Empire. The New York Yankees.
I love it.
We win. We don't crumble. We go out. We win games. And we're championship caliber. Hell, we are the best team in the world. We have 27 titles, okay?
Start acting like it again.
Go spend money.
They forgot what it's like, I guess.
And Hal Steinbrenner, listen to me. I think you should go back and watch some tape of your father, the way he used to do things, because that guy had balls, okay?
Yes.
George Steinbrenner, your father,
rest in peace, George.
Balls of steel.
Also, while we're at it, rest in peace, Mel Stottlemyre. Yeah. It's a big loss.
Yes.
I loved watching him work with the pitchers growing up.
Yes.
77 years old, definitely taken away too soon. I hope he's in a better place now.
Yes.
So, Mel Stottlemyre, thanks for everything you did for us.
Yes, Mel Stottlemyre, to get into this, rest in peace. You were a great Yankee. You will be honored this year, and we're very sad to hear. Our condolences go out to his family and everyone involved, and the Yankee organization and the Yankee universe will definitely miss you. I'm going to get back into this real quick because now I'm just heated and I'm just going on.
Go ahead.
Listen. Now, if in the next week and next Tuesday when we are on this show,
let's hear
our
it.
hot stove, and Manny Machado decides to sign with the White Sox.
Oh my goodness!
And we had a chance to go get him.
Oh my goodness!
And Bryce Harper signs elsewhere.
Oh
and we had a chance.
Lord! Oh Lord! Things are not going to be pretty on this set. Let's put it that way.
It's going to be a very hostile set.
It's going to be. You might see some bloodshed. Let's put it that way.
Our Twitters, especially my Twitter account, I will be very critical of the Yankees.
You already know how I roll on Twitter with the Yankees. I'm not afraid to show it out either.
And look, we, as Yankee fans, should have a right to be upset. I'm tired on Twitter people saying, why are we upset that we're not going to get Machado? Yes. Because he's the best third baseman and shortstop on the free agent market, and we can have him. In our hands, he wants to be with us. Yes. He hasn't signed with anybody because he wants to be with us. He's still waiting.
I'm still holding out hope. Okay, now that we get to this situation, yes, I agree, Bobby. It's getting very tough to deal with. How much longer we're going to have to wait? It's been 2+ months. These guys still aren't signed. We're getting close to 30 days for spring training. What the heck is going on with this? And I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a strike in baseball. I think in around 3 years, I've been looking up some information. I think that's when the agreement may be up between the Players Union and Major League Baseball, whatever keeps them together. So, so the players aren't happy. The owners are being cheap. This is not going in a good direction for baseball. I can see a lengthy strike in around 3 years. The way this is looking, I don't think anyone could disagree with that.
No, and I agree. And there's definitely going to be a strike in the NFL too. So, two of the top sports in the world for professional, it's going to be on strike. So let's hope those collective bargaining agreements get settled, because us as sports fans, if there's no sports to watch, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, those are my two favorite sports, so I hope they both figure it out. At least we have some. Yes, we both like those. At least we have some time until that bridge. We have to cross that bridge at least. But I just wanted to say for a second, let's slow up for a minute. Twitter, if you guys want to follow us, GT Sports Talk 2 is our Twitter handle. My individual Twitter handle is Julian Gallardi 1. My first name and last name. Bobby, you want to give yours out as well?
My personal Twitter is btomps81. And on Twitter, if you want to follow me, btomps81, capital B, capital T, Tomps, THOMPS 81. If you want to give me a follow, that would much appreciated. I know Julie and I appreciate it. And, of course, our connected Twitter account at G&T. What? G&T?
It's GT Sports Talk 2.
GT Sports Talk 2. So we love to get your feedback.
Follow back and everything, too.
We follow back. If you got a question for us, we'll answer for it.
Like I did earlier. Yeah. So
let's move on.
All right. Hold on. Yeah. So I had to set that for a second. So here's the situation with Machado. Right now, it's a crowded infield, and you say, how would the Yankees make space for Machado? Well, there's a very simple way, and there happens to be something brewing between the Indians and Padres that might be able to fix all of our concerns and make this a great offseason. So, here's what's going on. This morning, I've been seeing information that the Indians are trying to get Corey Kluber, but to flip him for a third baseman. That sounds very interesting to me. Who has a third baseman that could be traded for an ace pitcher?
I don't know.
I think it might be the Yankees.
I think we have a pretty decent third baseman.
I think we have a match with this situation.
Yeah, I think Miguel Andujar fits that perfectly. Yeah.
Look, I'm not trying to send Andujar out on the one way. He's not Sonny Gray, who needs to go out on the first one way. And this might actually be something good, because there's rumors the Padres are also interested in Gray, so I say the Yankees package Gray, they package Andujar, maybe a prospect or two, and they go get Corey Kluber if the Padres are able to get him first. But if the Indians don't give him to the Padres, we should still revisit that situation with the Indians, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree. Listen, if we have a chance to upgrade our pitching, that's something that's been a need for the Yankees for quite some time. And Corey Kluber is definitely the answer. We have James Paxton now.
Very good addition.
Severino.
We have to get into the arbitration dispute with Severino, which is another thing I'm really pissed about. This organization is just dropping the ball all off season. Also, why is Adam Ottavino not signed yet? What exactly are we waiting for to do that? Because if you're not going to go get Machado or Harper, you might as well make the best bullpen in baseball. So you have one guy out there that's looking, and I don't think he wants to be a Texas Ranger like I mentioned before, because who would want to go to that clown show? I'm not really too sure.
No,
because there's nothing good going on there, I can tell you that much.
Well, Well, I'll start from the beginning and go back.
Yeah,
to
I kind of jumped a little bit.
So what this is, if we could get the fact that the Padres want to trade for Kluber and flip him, that's kind of funny. Why don't we all just do
a three-way trade? That would make the most sense. So we don't have to have all this complications in it.
So how about this? So
let's hear your proposal.
What are we looking for? We will give up Andujar. We're fine with that.
Yes,
we'll give Andujar to the Padres. You could have him. We'll give him up. You give us Kluber, and and also if the Padres want Gray, we'll give you Gray.
Yeah, I have no issue.
I know the Indians aren't going to want Gray at all.
Apparently they don't. So apparently, I think
we're going to have to give up
Braves, Reds, Brewers.
What's the prospect? We're going to have to give up. What's the prospect?
Florio's been floated, but if you do Andujar, maybe you can save Florio. Maybe there's an Abreu with Chance Adams. Clint Frazier's still in play, although he may have to take some significant bats from Brett Gardner, because I think the Yankees are kind of hoping that he can figure it out, and then I think they want a platoon situation between the two.
What about Chance Adams? You think they'd be interested in him?
Who, the Padres or Indians?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not fully sure, but I wouldn't bat an eye if we lost him, to be honest.
No, me neither.
He doesn't mean much to me at all, really.
No.
Because we have the starting pitching depth, especially if you got Corey Kluber. We wouldn't... Loizac is still fine. He's probably better than Adams, in my opinion, anyway. So, and there's Michael King, who's actually a very nice prospect, who I think has a higher ceiling than Adams, too.
Well, also another thing, Jules, and you could agree with me, is that not only are we going to have to give something to the Indians, to Padres, too. So they're going to get prospects. That's what they want. So no,
here's how it could. If this plays out, if it's a 3-team trade, then you're right. But if it went the way that the Padres seem to want to go, it seems like they want to get Kluber and then flip him on their own for some reason. I'm not... You see what I'm saying? Listen, it's confusing stuff.
I understand. I'm fine with I'm fine.
However we get Kluber, it's fine with me. As long as we get him, I'm cool.
If we could get Corey Kluber, I think that's a pretty successful offseason. And then you have a hole at third base, and then you better, and I mean it, better go sign Machado and hope he doesn't take one of these deals from that godforsaken White Sox team.
If he goes to the White Sox, I'm actually going to break something. Because I've had disputes with those fans over this and Harper. I say they have no shot for either. I still don't think they do. They're not anywhere close to competing. They see it as closer than it actually is. Like, okay, you guys have good prospects, but let me just read their lineup. You guys might get a couple good laughs once I go through it.
They just lost that guy Garcia to the Rays.
Yes, we'll talk about that as well. The Rays got Garcia on a 1-year deal for around $3 million. So, let's look at the White Sox lineup. And tell me how you think this team can fare.
Also,
we'll do our lineup too. Yeah. Okay, Juan Moncada batting first at around 200 strikeouts. So that's who's leading off.
Who's second? Is it Abreu or...
No, Elboy Jimenez, who's actually a very highly touted prospect. I won't laugh about him. He's actually a pretty good player.
I've heard about him.
Yeah, I think he's actually really good. So, Jose Abreu's hitting third. Okay, that's fine. Great player.
That's the stud of the lineup.
Yep. Yadier Alonso hitting fourth. You could do a lot better than Yadier Alonso hitting fourth. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And then it gets even worse. Lowrie Garcia batting fifth. I'm guessing another prospect. I've never heard of this guy before. Then you have Wellington Castillo batting sixth, who they picked up off the scrap heap. He's catching. Yomer Sanchez, another prospect, hitting seventh. I'm guessing Tim Anderson's an alright shortstop batting eighth. And Adam Engel, that guy who made the crazy catch, he's a good defender. I'll give him credit for him. He robbed us of like a homer or two last year. So he's a great defender. His offense might not be there, but that is what you're looking at with the White Sox. And the pitching rotation isn't knocking anyone's socks off either.
What?
Who would want to go play for that? Like, you're not winning anything this year. If you're lucky, you might win in 2 or 3 years. If you're lucky. Keyword, if you're lucky.
If I'm Manny Machado and I look at that lineup, I don't care what you offer me.
That's a joke.
I'll sign with that for 10 for 400. Then I'll do it.
I would need 10 for 350 to go to that joke.
And listen, it's on the south shot.
There's a second fiddle to the Cubs too. Not even to mention that they're a second fiddle to the Cubs.
It's on the south.
Bobby went there and he didn't like it too much.
Listen, I'm gonna say that Chicago is a beautiful city. It really is. It blew me away. The Midwest is really nice. I'm gonna tell you this, Chicago. Where the White Sox play on the south side, that's slums. That's like
I'll take your word for it.
That's like you know what, Jules? I'm gonna say that's like Patterson. It's like Patterson, where we're from in New Jersey.
You're hitting them hard.
It's not a good area, but listen, those fans and I'm not going to knock the White Sox stadium. I think it's a very nice stadium. You guys don't fill it up, I'll tell you that. And I understand why you guys haven't filled it up.
There is no product to watch. This team has won the World Series
since Ozzie
in 2005. It has been almost 15 years since these scrubs have even sniffed relevance, and they're trying to say they're close to competing. Give me a break.
Yeah,
give me a break. It's ridiculous. The White Sox suck, and they're garbage.
Manny Machado going there.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It is a joke. If he goes there, you guys might win 80 games, but cool. You're still not getting anywhere close to what you need to be.
No.
If you might even only get 75, honestly. The way I look at the White Sox now, they're a 70-win team. If you add Machado, add 5 or 6,
Who's their manager? Is it Ruben?
It was Robin Ventura. Is it still him? I got to check that out, actually. I think it is. Let's see. White Sox manager.
I just don't get this, man. Like, why?
No, Rick Renteria, actually. Not Ventura, not anymore. It's Rick Renteria. This is going to be his 3rd season, I believe, or 2nd season. 2nd, because he replaced Ventura in 2017. So, yeah, this is actually his 3rd. I can't do math, I guess. So, it's 2017.
Manny Machado, are you kidding me, man? You're actually considering going to this garbage, really?
Okay, so here's the latest report. There's been conflicting reports, actually. Jeff Passan, who's a highly touted guy they got from Yahoo, now works on ESPN, said that there's an 8 for 240, 250-ish on the table for Machado. Then Bob Nightingale is disputing this report, saying that they haven't budged. It's still around 7 for 200. So it's hard to know what to believe at this point. Nothing's happened. It's all just hearsay right now. We don't know anything. All these rumors don't mean a thing because they haven't signed. Like Bryce Harper and the Phillies being the lead, okay, that's cool. Maybe they are, but we don't know until he actually goes there.
No,
it doesn't mean a thing.
We don't.
I think these are ploys by some of their agents to try to get some stuff moving, try to get like more money than the other guy. I think all this stuff it's a big game of chicken. I don't know when the resolution is. I can't tell you that they're going to sign next week. I can't tell you they're going to sign by this month. I have no idea what's going to happen. It's been taking so long. I can't put a timetable on it anymore.
And that's the thing. None of us know, and it really bothers us as fans. And we just want it to end. I know that the reporting of the Machado
has been absolutely horrible. It's been some of the worst I've ever seen.
And the Yankee fans on Twitter, yes, we're
not
frustrated.
No one's too happy about this at all.
And
what really gets me is when people are going crazy over these reports. Like, oh my God, they said the White Sox are together. We're out. Oh no, but Ken Rosenthal says we're back in it. We're not out of it yet. He hasn't signed anywhere. Technically, we're still in it. They never thought we were going to get Mark Teixeira. They said Boston was the front runner, and we got him in the same day Cashman said we didn't want him. So you never know when these things can happen. Who knew we were going to DJ LeMahieu? I didn't know until I saw it on my phone. Honestly, you never know. I'm not ruling this out yet. Am I happy with how this is taking place? Not in the slightest bit, but things can still change. That's what I'll say.
Of course, yeah. Anything can happen. And listen, we know how Brian Cashman works. He likes to come in the last minute and throw some paper around because we got paper to throw.
Yes, that's what we're hoping for still. Please give them that paper that they want.
Listen, I think, in my personal opinion, deep down, I really think they're still talking to Machado. I really do. I think they told him they signed LeMahieu to really,
it's really about the whole Andujar situation. That's the next that's the next shoe that needs to drop.
Yes,
in this situation. Or you could also always cut Tulo, but he was only $500K, so I doubt they'll do that. I think they view Tulo as a bargain if they can get something out of it for nothing, which I don't hate either. I think it might be smart, but we'll have to see how it goes. I just don't like it if it takes him out of the Machado sweepstakes, which is what LeMahieu appears to be doing, unless they trade Andujar.
Yeah. Well, I want to read a tweet from DJ LeMahieu, and he said,
go ahead.
And this is DJ LeMahieu's tweet that he tweeted an hour ago, and I quote: "I'm very thankful for the opportunity to have been with amazing Rockies teammates, coaches, staff, and fans for an incredible 7 years." He's been in the league for 7 years.
Yeah.
My God.
He's 30 years old.
He's 30 years old.
Yeah, but we only signed him for 2 years. That's not really what gets me.
I thought he was like 25.
No.
Okay. Thank you. I'm excited to start the next chapter with the great Yankee organization. I couldn't have had landed in a better spot. Let's get it. Okay, so I will tell you this. You know what? With the situation, he's excited to play. I'm looking forward to see what he brings to us because I will tell you this. The guy I watched some of his highlight tape. The guy could play. He likes to hit to the opposite field.
He's not a scrub. That's the main thing. I wasn't saying he was either. I'm not hating that we got him. I'm just upset because it might not lead to Machado. Yeah. That's what people need to get. Like, LeMahieu's a fine player, and he kind of fits our mold. But, again, let's go through our lineup right now, actually. I've been meaning to do this for a little bit. And I'll tell you my issues still that I already stated earlier. So, Brett Gardner leading off, no, this can't happen.
Yeah.
This is an absolute joke. Brett Gardner cannot lead off for this team anymore.
No.
Those days are in the past. But he's the only natural lefty we have, which is my problem when you have a short porch which is 314 feet away from home plate. And this place has been built for lefties. Remember how Jason Giambi and Mark Teixeira used to crush bombs up there? I love seeing lefties crush bombs in the stadium.
Yep.
When Greg Bird didn't suck, when Didi Gregorius is healthy, I love seeing those balls go flying up
Of course, we all do.
in the right field deck. So that's what I want to see more of, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get to see that with this lineup. Well, you have Aaron Judge batting second. Cool. He's the best on our team, and he goes the other way sometimes. Giancarlo Stanton batting third. Nice bounce-back season I'm hoping for. Aaron Hicks batting fourth, and this is where I disagree. Hicks needs to be hitting first right now, or even Gleyber Torres, but not Brett Gardner. Honest.
No.
No one wants. I don't want Gardner hitting first. He doesn't want that. I think 99% of fans don't want that. So Gary Sanchez hitting fifth. Okay, hopefully he has a bounce back. Cool. And Andujar, if he sticks around, batting sixth. Nice. Gleyber Torres in the 7 hole again. Maybe slide him up with Brett Gardner or Hicks, something like that. LeMahieu batting 8th. That's cool. Nice contact at the bottom of the lineup. Splits up some strikeouts again. Then Luke Voigt batting 9. And you know what? I'm okay with him batting 9. I think.
Yeah.
We'll see what he has. We need to see if he can sustain it. Will Greg Bird somehow wake up? I'm not holding out hope for that. I've given up on Bird long ago. I think he's trash. I know Bobby thinks that too. And that's another reason why I think we need a lefty, because he's not a real lefty.
Yeah, our lineup is so right-handed heavy.
And it is. What were you going to say, my bad, about that?
No, it's all good. No, we need left-handed batters, and honestly, in left field, and it's just still pissing me off that we haven't made a play for Harper. But don't be surprised if we do at the last minute.
I really hope so, brother. I really, really hope you're right. It's hard to count on that at this point, but like you said, it's always possible. You never know. It could be a ploy just so no one knows we're interested and we go get him. We know Harper's been interested in the Yankees in the past, so I would love to see that come true. I know you would, and I think most of our fans would as well.
Listen to me. Any baseball player, if they say their dream is to never play for the Yankees, they're lying, because every baseball player has a dream of wearing this.
Yes, I would say that at least 80% of players.
Having this on their chest.
Unless they grew up liking Boston.
And holding up a trophy with the New York Yankees. And you know what? Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I just got to play devil's advocate a little bit.
I think that, we all know they want to come here. It's just a matter if we want to pay. And it just comes down to spending money. I don't understand why you're the richest team in sports, one of the richest teams in sports, and you don't want to spend money when you decide to have it. And especially since we've heard about this year for free agents, where we would spend big for years, and we saved up money. We did not go over for a long time.
Didn't go get Verlander, which was huge.
So why are we not going to get people? I understand. Listen, we love the Paxton deal. We both agree.
All on board.
All on board with that. When that started, you know what I thought? I was like, wow, Cashman's really making strides. Since then, what has he done? Okay, DJ LeMahieu. Okay, what else has he done?
Jay Happ and Zach Britton, which we both like, of course.
Listen, Zach Britton, I forgot about. Zach Britton coming back is huge.
Yes, we like that. We talked about it last week a little bit. I like Jay Happ coming back too. But like we said, CeCe also, we didn't really need him back, in my opinion. That's another $9 million or $10 million you could have saved somewhere else. Between CeCe and Gardner, that's like $20 million that you could have spent in other places. But it's a veteran leadership, I guess, so I wouldn't have a problem getting them if we weren't being tight with money. But here's the thing that you mentioned, which is very interesting. We are now over the tax. And since we signed LeMahieu, there's no way back. Even if we trade Sonny Gray,
we're still over.
$7.5 million, we're still over. Even if we dealt Andujar, he makes pennies, so that doesn't even help us either.
I agree.
The only way we get relief, and this needs to be talked about more, I don't know why it isn't, is to get Jacoby Ellsbury the hell out of New York. He is garbage. He is wasting money. $20 million to do nothing. I don't want to hear about the insurance that we're collecting on him, because that doesn't really help us. He's still counting against the tax, and he's not contributing, taking up an outfield spot we could use for someone else.
We got insurance on that?
Yes, apparently, since he didn't play last year, but I don't understand what that really means, since it still counts against our tax, and you're still paying him all his money, but we collect some of it back, I guess, because he doesn't play. But that doesn't help anyone, really. Except how, I guess.
I'm just, you know what? That Jacoby Ellsbury signing, I remember when it happened. I remember you and I were together at the time, and you and I were hanging out, and I got the alert that we signed Jacoby Ellsbury to a 7-year deal, over 100-something, whatever he got. And how excited were we? We took him away from Boston. We felt it would be good. It's been nothing but a disaster.
He's been a train wreck.
He's a shell of himself. The guy makes some plays in the outfield. He's not that good of a hitter anymore.
He can't throw it that well.
And look, it's a really upsetting situation.
Because if we didn't have him, we could possibly get Bryce Harper, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because that $20 million wouldn't be invested in a bum that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's also part of the reason why they're gun shy giving out the 7 to 8 year deals, because they got burnt so badly by that idiot.
It's just, it makes me so frustrated.
I can't stand Ellsbury. I want him gone so badly. Get him out of here, whatever you have to do. Even attach your best prospects, I don't care. Just unload his contract, pay some of it, do whatever you have to do. Get him out. He's a joke and a disgrace to our organization. That's what he's become.
It really is.
We have 2 more years of this idiot somehow.
Why can't we just... I just want to get rid of him. Why can't...
just send him packing, too, honestly. Like, they did it with Troy Tulowitzki. The Red Sox sent Sandoval packing. If you can't trade him, just get him out. He's not helping us by any means.
Yeah.
He's just a waste of space. That's all
he
is.
is. Yep, I agree.
So,
waste of space.
Let's go over some arbitration figures for the Yankees.
Here we go. Here's more stuff to get us angry.
Okay, so Sonny Gray, 7.5 is huge. Helps his trade value. Not a high salary because they thought he may make $9 million. That's a great saving. That's the best news of arbitration that we probably got, honestly. He's only getting $7.5 million. Great. So, Paxton, 8.5. Solid. Great value for him. Dylan Betances, 7.1. Cool. Also great value. Didi Gregorius, 11.7. Great.
Excellent.
Nice again.
That was huge.
Aaron Hicks, only $6 million. That's a steal.
Steal.
Tommy Cayley, 1.3, whatever. That's
steal.
Fine. And then Greg Bird, 1.5, whatever. I guess. People were complaining about this 1.5. What is that? That's nothing. That's like toilet paper.
The guy's lucky he got over $1 million.
Yeah, he is lucky, but that's like toilet paper to the Yankees. 1.5, they could literally wipe their ass with if they wanted to. They print money, the Yankees, which is why we're so upset that they're not spending it. And they're over the tax. So here's another analogy I'm going to give you. When you go over a red light, do you stop at the intersection?
No.
That's what the Yankees are doing. They went over, but they're stopped. Just go all the way over. You got to get through that light, baby. You want to die in a car crash? Then we're about to die in a car crash next year. We're not going to win the World Series if we don't speed past it. We need Harper or Machado to close the gap between Boston. That is what our stress is. They beat us by 8 games. Did their bullpen get worse? Yes. They lost Joe Kelly. Will some guys fall off? Maybe. But you can't depend on all that. You need to address your own problems. You can't just expect them to regress.
Yeah, so...
You know what I mean?
It's, you know...
Will they regress? Probably, because that year was so magic. Everything went right. It can't happen again like that. It won't, most likely. But they're still a threat. They're still a great team. Their lineup's still really good. Is their bullpen worse? Yes. Is our bullpen pitch circles around them? Yes. But we thought that last year, too, and it didn't matter.
Yeah, it's, it's a really messed up situation. We're going to have to really see how it plays out and see what happens. But right now, I know we're all not happy.
No, I'm not at all. Not even a little bit.
And
have we done some good things? Yes. Have we made some decent moves? Yes. But it's not complete. It's an incomplete grade for me still.
Yeah, it's to be continued and keep doing more.
Okay, so we're going to cross town, actually, with the Mets. Going to change up a little bit. And they made a deal I like. I liked it a lot. Jed Lowrie, 2 years, $20 million. Great move. They're saying the infield's crowded, but okay, you know what? I like this, though. You can never have too many good baseball players.
Nope.
And Jed Lowrie's a good baseball player. 23 homers, 99 RBIs, 267, and a 4.8 WAR. It's nothing to sneeze at. He played great for Oakland last year. It was a career season. Will he replicate it with the Mets? I'm not sure, but I like him in this lineup. So let's break down how this lineup looks. Brandon Nemo's hitting first and right field. That's good. Jed Lowrie now hitting second, and he's a switch hitter, so I think they're trying to break up the lineup a little bit. Robinson Cano third. They have him playing first base, which is interesting to me because there's Peter Alonso, the great first baseman the Mets have in the system, who I think might end up playing for them. But I'll tell you how I think this is going to switch, because I don't think this is how it's going to look, honestly.
Okay.
Michael Conforto batting fourth, very good. Todd Frazier playing third, batting fifth. This is where I disagree. I don't think Frazier's in the picture for the Mets. I think he's a shell of himself. He's a bench player at best. I think you're going to see either Jed Lowrie play third, Cano at first, Alonso at... Robbie at second. Hold on, I need a breath for a second.
It's all right. It's all right. No.
All right, let me catch myself. So, Robbie at second, Jed at third, potentially. Ahmed Rosario at short. And then you could play Alonso at first. You could also play McNeil at third, McNeil in the outfield. I think he's going to break this starting lineup. I would be stunned if he didn't.
Yeah.
And then Wilson Ramos, great move for the Mets. They didn't overpay for Grandal. They got very lucky, and that's actually the next thing I'm going to talk about. That guy's a moron. I can't wait to get into this. This is going to be comical stuff. So, they get Ramos, which is honestly way better for them, in my opinion. Then they have Ahmed Rosario, like I mentioned. And then Juan Lagares, if he can stay healthy, which is a huge if.
Yeah,
that's why I think McNeil's going to end up playing out there at some point. So I actually like the Mets offseason so far. I think they're just missing an outfielder and a bullpen arm, but I think the Mets have done a great job. Brody Van Wagenen has sold me. I'm all in on him.
Yeah. He's
done some great stuff, honestly. Was the Cano trade a little outlandish? Yeah, it was, but he had to take a stab. He had to establish credibility, and he's definitely done that.
Yeah, and you know what? You got to give him credit. He's not afraid. He's not afraid to spend.
No, he's not.
The Mets. Listen, they got money.
Yeah,
their deals that they did. Getting Jed Lowrie, I thought was a great deal. They're shoring up that bullpen for them. And you know what? They got two very good young pitchers. I think that Jacob deGrom is one of the best pitchers in baseball. I really do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
their pitching staff's still great.
And Noah Syndergaard is truly
he's a stud too, as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're set.
Zach Wheeler's killing it too.
Steven Matz as well.
Zach Wheeler's not a good pitcher in that 3 spot. I like. The only thing that's problematic with them is the 5 spot. Jason Vargas is trash. They need to address that situation. Vargas is terrible. He pitches to contact and he's regressing. Whenever you have a contact pitcher that regresses, that's a horrible sign.
Yeah, it's not.
Because it's not like they can hang their hat on striking people out. Like, what do you do when your stuff goes at that point? It's just going to get hit harder.
Yeah, it's...
You know?
You know what, with the...
it's very cut and dry when it comes to that.
Yeah, when it comes to, the Mets, like I said, I'm very impressed with what they did. They really are making strides. I don't think they're making really big strides. They're making small strides to get better.
Well, they did address the catcher spot. That's huge.
Well,
their catching spot was a black hole.
Yeah, Ramos. They signed Ramos.
Their infield looks good too now.
They offered Grandal a 4-year, $60 million deal, which he stupidly turned down.
All right, you want to just go to Grandal now?
All right, let's end it with the Mets.
Okay, so Mets. I'm going to project, I can see 85 wins at this rate, depending what the Phillies, Nationals, and Braves do. Could they make a push for the top? If they do a couple more things, maybe. If they add an A.J. Pollock, that would help their case a little bit. So, what's going on? Anything good?
So, I'll just, it's just going to say this. It has to do with the Phillies right now, and Bob Nightingale just tweeted something.
Okay, let's see it.
So, Bob Nightingale just tweeted a minute ago that the Phillies, according to the team executives, have visions of signing these 3 players. And you ready?
Yeah.
They view Bryce Harper more important to them than Machado.
So maybe that report actually has some steam to it for once. It could be credible.
They also want Dallas Keuchel and Craig Kimbrel.
Interesting. That would be some play for the Phillies.
So the thing is, if they could get those 3,
that team's winning the division, and they might even go to the World Series.
That is scary. I think that, in my personal opinion,
you think the World Series if that happens?
Yeah. And listen,
barring injuries,
yeah. And the thing is with this, Jules, also, who's that guy they have, the really good young kid in the
Aaron, no.
No, what's his name?
Abdul Herrera,
yeah.
There you go.
So, I will tell you this,
That would be big time if that comes to fruition.
From that tweet, you know what I'm getting out of this?
I can see it somewhat.
I don't think they're really paying attention to Manny that much. I think they offered him a deal, and I think their sights are set on Harper. I really
Interesting. Do. So, if that's how it goes down, and the Phillies make a crazy play for Harper, then we're out. We're not going to come close to whatever they offer, probably, especially if they throw around a 10 for like $350 or something crazy like that. Even a 10 for $300 will probably turn us off for $325. I'm very interested to see what Bryce is going to get because he reportedly turned down 10 for $300 from Washington. So is he getting more than that? I'm not sure. Is he going to get $325, $350 maybe?
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what he ends up taking.
Yeah.
If that happens, the Phillies are very formidable. Although the only thing is I question Dallas Keuchel still, but if you have him in there as your 3, it's not bad. Like, he'll figure it out. The only issue with Keuchel is that he pitches the contact, and that ballpark is a bandbox. That's
Yeah.
the one cause for concern I would have with bringing Keuchel to Philadelphia.
So I could also say something
What
right
else
now.
is going on?
So John Heyman, here's another one.
Okay.
John Heyman tweeted 8 minutes ago. And a lot of
Alrighty.
people, as you know, like when we're doing this show on the video, I'll be looking at my phone and
Yeah, we like to see what's going on.
So he
What's
tweeted, felt like Machado was Philly's top choice at one time. Now it seems like it's even more maybe a lean towards Harper. So that's what we're saying. That 4 out of 5 hour 2 video meeting in Las Vegas sounds like it went great for Harper and the Phillies. We are expected to make who are expected to make him an offer soon if they haven't by now. So here's the thing. That right there,
Yeah.
I consider them out on Machado right now.
So
I think
so
they're
you're
out.
full. So you're gonna.
It's between in my opinion, it's the White Sox and Yankees. That's why I think the Yankees are still in it, and that's why Machado hasn't signed. This just gave me hope. I don't know if it gives you hope for Machado, but I think that now what we have to do with this. I know it's a tweet, and we can only speculate on this.
Yes.
But also the thing is, Julian, you got to understand is that right now, I think tomorrow you got to work out this trade. With Gray and Andujar.
You're saying just get it through so we could get. But here's the issue I think that the Yankees have by doing this. So it's a game of chicken again, and I hate talking about this because it seems like this is all we talk about. But it's just a big waiting game. We're just speculating on everything because so much stuff hasn't happened yet still.
Yeah.
So here's what's going on in my opinion. It's a game of chess or chicken, whatever we've been saying, because if the Yankees traded Andujar and Gray, Machado was all the leverage. Because then they needed their baseman. So would we stun everyone and sign Machado, then train Andujar? Does that make more sense maybe? I'm not sure how the train of thought is going in the organization. I wish I could be a fly in the ball right now because I'm very confused with some of the stuff that's been going on, to be honest about the situation.
It's just, I really wish that we could be in the Yankees
front office
and see like what's going through their
really
minds firsthand.
Yeah, it's very interesting stuff. So here's the thing. Let's go on to some stuff. All right, Grandal. Let's get into him. We teased Grandal and the other stuff happened. So Yasmani Grandal is a fellow Cuban, and he's making me look pretty stupid, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So here is what Grandal said about why he turned down the 4-year deal for $60 million from the Mets, which is way more than Eddie was willing to give him, clearly, because he ends up signing 1 year for $18.25, so he gets a third of his money, but the AAV is higher. And here's what his expert quote about this. I felt like part of my responsibility as a player was to respect the guys that went through the process before I did. What in the world does that even mean?
It makes no sense.
What is he trying to say? He's basically saying, I played myself. Because he did. And he's an idiot. And he won't see that money again after this year, I'm guessing, either. Unless he has a career year and fixes his defense. The Dodgers didn't even want to play him in the playoffs because he couldn't stop the ball from getting behind the backstop like a certain someone we know. Hello, Gary Sanchez. How are you? So, yeah, that's a whole other issue we need to dive into another day.
But I think Sanchez is a much better hitter than Grandal, in my
Yes,
opinion.
his ceiling is way higher than Grandal. I'll agree with that as well. Grandal had 24 homers and 68 RBIs, and he 440 at-bats. He only hit 240, though. His wins above replacement, 3.3. Grandal's a good player, but he's acting like he's Johnny Bench, and that's not the case. Yeah. And his AAV, okay, cool. You got the high AAV. He was talking about Russell Martin and Brian McCann's deals. They signed the 5 for $80. He was looking for something like that. He wanted like 17 to 18 per year. He didn't like the 15 per year for some reason, but no one was willing to pay him that much, so it would have made up for itself. It doesn't make any sense. He's going to be another year older. If you think he's getting a 3 for 50 next year, because that's not going to happen.
No,
I'll tell you that right now. That's not going to happen.
Listen. I think that's a bit. He's being very arrogant. I think that the Mets gave him a very, very good, a very fair offer. I think it was. I think it was
more than they should have offered him. Honestly,
and listen, you're about to play for the Mets. Listen, it's not the Yankees. We understand that, but you're playing in New York City. That should mean something to you. And he basically considered that a slap in the face, turned it down. And now you're playing for the Brewers for 1 year, $18.25 million. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then you think you're going to be good enough next year that you're going to get a big contract. You are not Christian Yelich. You're not going to get a big contract. Listen.
You're not even JT Realmuto.
No, you're not.
If you want to cut it to current catchers right now, or you're nothing close to what Buster Posey was either, or you're nothing close to Yadier Molina either.
You're
You're a shell of all of them.
You're a second-rate citizen when it comes to catchers.
Compared to what we just said, yes, I agree. He's a second-tier catcher.
Yes, he's not a first-tier catcher. You're not.
He's not Salvador Perez, to name some other good guys.
You are not Mike Piazza.
You're not Jorge Posada. No, none of that.
You're not all that. You are Yasmani Grandal. My personal opinion is, who the hell are you? Here's my thing. I know where you're from. I know you were on the Dodgers. I know that I know you can't win the World Series. I know that's for sure.
Nope, definitely not. And you choke in the playoffs. You're actually hitting like 100-something in the playoffs, which is very embarrassing.
So the fact that a team is offering you $60 million over 40 years and you turn it down, who the hell are you?
Yes, honestly, Bobby, thank you for saying that. Grandal is the clown of the week. He is the biggest clown of the offseason. He played himself. Clearly.
Yeah, clown of free agency goes to Yasmani Grandal.
It's not even close. He's also, let's look at this. He's 31. He's 30 right now. He'll turn 31. So he thinks he's going to get a 3-year deal when he's 32 years old, basically, for $50 million plus. He's out of his mind.
Oh my God, listen,
and
man.
He's a career 240 hitter. This guy hits 240 for his career. I don't care how good his power numbers are. He's hitting 240. Come on, dude, wake up.
The Mets were being nice giving you that. Are you kidding me?
That was a generous offer.
You know what? I think the Mets, I'm going to give you guys, Mets fans and Mets organization, I'm going to give you guys credit because you guys dodged a major bullet on that one.
Yes, I agree.
Ramos is so much better than Grandal.
Okay, so we have 3 more signings, a couple minor ones, and we're going to wrap this up. So here's the biggest one that we had. Nationals and Brian Dozier signed last week. I kind of botched his numbers for the end of the season, whatever, but okay, now I have it straightened out. Dozier signed for 1 year, about $9 million. I think that's a good move for Washington. Nice value in the infield, and it's a good, especially, it might help a little bit of the vacancy. Harper's going to leave if he gets his power back. Okay, so 2017... he was great. 34 homers, 93 ribbies. Great season for a second baseman. That's outstanding. But last year he took a huge regression with the Twins and Dodgers. Hit only .215, 21 homers, 72 RBIs. He kind of fell off a cliff. And it's very odd because he's only 30 years old. So I think that he can enjoy a better season with Washington, especially with the good protection. In LA, it didn't seem like he was all in on him. They never seemed to really be willing to use him the right way, I'll say. He really got phased out of LA for some reason, which didn't make much sense because I don't really think Kike Hernandez is that good, but that's a whole other story. So, he also hit 42 in 2016, so this guy can hit. And I think that I could see him putting up a 30, 85, maybe a 260 season for Washington. I think he can get back to himself a little bit. I think that he'll be motivated to prove everyone wrong that he can still play. And I think you're going to see a good season from Dozier. I think it's a good move for Washington.
Yeah, and people got to understand, Brian Dozier was very, very good when he was on Minnesota, and he's a great player. He's got a lot of potential.
Yeah.
And listen, the Nationals really got they 1 year, $9 million. And if he does well, I could see them going forward with more money to him next year. So we'll see what happens, especially now since they don't have They don't have Murphy no more, right? Daniel Murphy?
Yeah, Murphy's on the Rockies.
Yeah, they don't have Murphy no more, so it fits in there. So we'll see what happens. It was a good signing by
Washington.
By Washington, so we'll see.
So a couple more minor stuff, like we talked about before. Tampa Bay signed Avisail Garcia.
Yeah,
and
formerly the White Sox.
Yes, he fell off a cliff last year. But I'll tell you, the comparisons are crazy here. So last year, 93 games. He hit .236, 19 homers, and 49 ribbies, and his wins above replacement were .3. Pretty horrible. But in 2017, he was a different player. Way different. He's had 18 homers, 80 RBIs, and hit .330.
Yeah.
So what happened to this guy? How did you lose 100 points on your batting average almost?
It's really
I've never seen such a crazy drop-off before.
And now he's going
And now we'll see what Tampa Bay could do with him. I think it's a great move for them. See if they can catch lightning in the bottle. Only $3 million. I mean, if he even gets halfway back to what he used to be, it's a steal for them.
We'll see how this cup of coffee he's going to have with the Braves goes.
Yeah, because he might end up getting traded by mid-season the way they work. So it could really be a cup of coffee, like you said, the whole McVay cup of coffee line. So,
I love that saying.
Yeah, it's funny. But now it also says the Rays are eyeing Matt Davidson, and they want to use him as a two-way player. this is an interesting story.
A two-way player?
Yes, they
I haven't seen.
They want him to pitch a little bit out of the bullpen. Apparently, he pitched 3 innings last year, and he gave up no runs. He only gave up 1 hit, struck out 2 batters for the White Sox.
Wow.
And it was only 3 innings, but I guess he showed he can hold his own for those 3 innings.
I guess so.
Oh my God, I'm dead. But as a hitter, he only hit 228, had 20 homers and 62 RBI. So maybe that's why they want to get him to pitch more, because he can't hit that well.
Yeah.
So
Is it gonna be like a Rick Ankiel thing, just opposite?
I don't know, man. I'm not sure if Tampa will actually get him, but they've talked about using him as a two-way player, which I find fascinating. I didn't know they were trying to find the next Shohei Ohtani.
Well, there's not a lot of Ohtanis around, so.
No, there's not. But Andujar still should have won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
I want to make sure everyone knows that.
Yeah, so.
And that was Andujar's award. And I think the press actually voted Andujar too. The baseball writers were just so biased towards Ohtani, it was sickening.
I agree.
But that's gone, so can't do much about that. And then the last thing is, we talked about Kluber in the beginning, but my good buddy Sean asked me, what does he think is going to happen with Kluber? Where does he end up? Does he stay? Do you actually think we're going to go get him? Like, realistically, let's try to take ourselves out of this a little bit. Pretend like we're on the outside. What do you think ultimately happens with Corey Kluber?
I think that, personally, I think the Indians are, in my opinion, it's going to take a lot for them to trade him, but they said this before. They said that we're not inclined to trading him, and now all of a sudden they are. So I could see, honestly, them getting a nice package, especially if they could do a 3-team deal and hopefully the Yankees being involved. But I know it's between the Reds and the Padres, and I could see the Padres winning that, and where the Padres, try to flip him for a third baseman, in which he's going to come our way, in my opinion. So
it's hard for me to actually say yes or no. I'm going to put it like this. I'll say 60 no, 40 yes, if I had to actually gauge it,
okay.
Because it's very difficult to see the Indians trading him because he's that good. But he could return a decent package, like you said, actually more than decent, and it could help them rebuild because they need to change some stuff up. They have issues with attendance, so their payroll's down. They shed $32 million, so that was why I thought they might end up keeping him. But I guess if they get something they can't refuse, I think he'll be on his way.
Yeah, no, it's going to take a lot to be. They're going to get blown. I think they're going to get blown away, and they're going to definitely. I think.
I just say it's 60-40 because we still haven't seen it yet. There's only 2 months till the season. Also, like you said, it's going to take an overwhelming package for Corey Kluber to get out of Cleveland. Also, do not count out the Dodgers for Corey Kluber still.
They're a sleeper. They haven't done anything.
They've been lurking in the weeds, except that Puig and Chemtree, which I thought was going to open the way for Bryce Harper. And that doesn't seem to be apparent either. So we have to keep an eye on the Dodgers. Because, again, they haven't won the World Series. They've been there twice, but they still haven't won it. So they still got work to do.
A lot of work to do.
So that's all we got time for today. I'm Julian Gallardi.
I'm Bobby Thompson.
And we'll see you guys next week. Yep. Also, we'll be back for playoff football. Show dropping Sunday. We'll be recording Saturday.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.